So hello everyone, I am going to pop out chat so I can have it handy-er. And yeah, we're gonna get started with this group support session of mapping asteroids. I'm trying to decide where I want everything on my other screen. But hello, hello. And I think that'll do it. So, I have a little bit of time while Favorite Human is out. So I decided I was going to mark some, rocks. Because it's rocks. It's all rocks all the way down. And there is a dog on dog cam, and there is a dog bed, which you can also see on dog cam, but he literally prefers to sleep on the floor next to the door. So I'm gonna rotate the camera just a little bit. He's also very warm. So I think he's just too warm to do anything right now, which is fine. And the bed, I think, is memory foam. And if it's like my memory foam bed, it just gets warm and acts as an insulator and doesn't really cool you off. And the other dog is not in her crate, so I'm assuming she's on the couch. So that's what's up with the couches. But yeah, hello. So what are you up to today, Mike? After this, we are, after he gets back, we are going to, we're gonna go out and get food. And I'm going to have a stout or a porter called Black Hole. That mark. We're going to fix that mark. And it is going to be a delicious stout. So I know this is super tedious. I know I don't like doing it, which is entirely why doing it here on stream with y'all. So you know you have somebody suffering with you to do it. It's not fun, it's not glamorous. Actually, it might be fun. This could be very soothing. But it needs done. Yeah, I know, Walker. It's more rocks. I know. Oh, you got Twitch Prime! Look at that! Now I have to find the Cheerios. Look at that, Puck just perked right up. Thank you for the sub so much, Walker. Alright, let's see if we can get some doggos excited for you. Hey, Puck, can you speak? Tinker, can you speak? Puck, speak! He's like, why am I... Alright, anyways. Here's the Cheerios. Oops, it's a big handful. Here's the Cheerios. And... speak? Oh, that was Puck. What about Tinker? Alright, they both said thank you. And you've listened to them enough, so... And make it rain! Plus, without the bed there, it's a lot easier to make sure that Cheerios are hitting the floor. But thank you for the sub, Walker. I'm going to sprinkle for Tinker. That domain doesn't work. There's no answer from Dig. I don't understand what you're saying. There's no answer from Dig. Oh, you know what? That's my fault. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Let me fix that. It is not .com, it is .org, and I make this mistake all the freaking time. Yeah. It is literally... I still don't know what dig means, but it is indeed not CosmoQuest.com, it is CosmoQuest.org. And I make that mistake all the time. And for reasons that I don't understand, somebody else owns the domain to CosmoQuest.com. And we have been trying to get it for years, but they oh, I didn't know that's a neat command line utility. We've been trying to get CosmoQuest.com, but we have not been successful, so I'm not sure when it expires. Because part of me is like, we can search for it when it expires, and this is a weird V-shaped asteroid, so we're just gonna do no. We got yelled at for outlining, so we're just gonna do the best we can. Mark one big line down there, even though it is weird and I feel like it could totally get more things. Rue says, I guess it's a miscommunication. Proper organization is important. Yeah, I'm not in charge of domain names. I'm really not. I have domain names but no websites. Because yes, you can do that. And if you're wondering what the domain names are for, wait for it. It's all about space toilets. Cool. All right. So burp shirt, I'm going to warn you. We're going to have some real talk right now. The tutorial is not going to prepare you for Bennu. The tutorial has data from the first Hayabusa mission, where the asteroid was nice and smooth and was not covered in rocks. Bennu is rocks all the way down. There are boulders on rocks and rocks on boulders and boulders on boulders and rocks on rocks. It is literally rocks all the way down. As far as we know, it is one giant gravel pile just being held together by gravity. I am not the astronomer, so I can't really speak intelligently about this, but it is indeed rocks all the way down. So consider yourself warned about the tutorial. Alright, with that out of the way, with that PSA out of the way, go back to marking things. Bennu looks more like Lapidum, am I right? I don't understand, Rue. I don't understand. I don't get it. So when you are marking, I decided to go with marking boulders first. When you are marking rocks, you do not need to mark every single speck of dust. So, like, there's a really kind of bright piece of something here. That's less than half the size of the rock tool, which I'll show you. Oh. So here's that little dust, and here's a marker for the rock tool. It's way smaller than that, so we're not going to mark it. We can click and drag our rock marker, and this over here looks like it's a rock, so we're just going to put the rock marker there. But I am getting circles, not dashes. You might be clicking the rock tool or the boulder tool. So all you need to do is click on one of the 4 buttons over here. So, and if you just click with the boulder tool, it doesn't do anything. If you just click with the crater tool, it doesn't do anything. If you click with the rock tool, it leaves a blue dot behind. So 1/2 to 3 times the size of a blue dot is what we consider a rock. I do not know if the entire rock needs to be covered. Like if it's 3 times the size of the blue dot, I don't know if it really needs to be all covered by that. I've seen people doing that and not doing that, and you know what? I don't think it matters. We do not want you to mark all these little spots of dust. We really don't. We like you. Also, if you've noticed, you cannot zoom in. That is on purpose. Again, we like you. And it is difficult to try not to mark every single piece of dust. Every single piece of dust when really we're just looking for things that would cause problems for OSIRIS-REx. Mistown says, you know why this gives me flashbacks, Annie? Because I was told to look for craters. I thought I was going insane because I couldn't find any. So, fun fact, our other mapping projects, you look for craters. There are craters on this, maybe. Maybe? They're hard to find. Like, I think maybe I see something that looks like one. There's like a shadow here, and it's not from a boulder, but in order for me to use the marking tool, I have to mark the rocks. The crater marking tool, I have to mark the rocks inside of it. You can, yes, you can zoom in using control or command plus the scroll wheel, but like I know if I do it on actually zoom in at 120%, but that is how that's how far I normally am zoomed in, because yeah, eyes and astigmatism. So to me, this does look like a crater walker. It's hard to see, but mostly because this part is in shadow and there's no boulder to cause that shadow. But there's also not a defined bright side, so I don't know, maybe this is all really tall and I just can't tell. Maybe this is just a bunch of rocks on a boulder, but actually let's open up the crater tool. Yeah, this doesn't help very much. This may actually be a crater, so I may forget about it at the end. But we're just gonna do what we can, mark what we can. Boom, boom. See, that's covered by 2 dots. This is probably gonna be covered by 2 dots. This just looks like a bunch of rocks all nestled in together. There are so many rocks. Oh my goodness. I do this every time too. But we need to mark everything in and around this crater before I can put, before I can use the crater tool. This top example of rocks actually looks like it's from Bennu and not from the other asteroid. Yeah, it is kind of annoying to do the crater last, and I did not do any of the programming on this. I don't understand any of the... I don't understand why things work the way they do. I can look at the code of this, but I haven't. I don't have my programming environment all set up yet. So I need to do that soon. Because it sounds like I will be programming Mars Mappers next week, so we can get that online. Should be fun because I'm not entirely too sure what language it's in, and we want to make it all clean and pretty before we relaunch it on the site. Yeah, go ahead and suggest things on the Discord. And for those of you that don't know, we do have a Discord channel. Let's see, I don't think any of my trusty mods are here. We do have a Discord channel. It is free to join. When you join, you'll only be able to see 2 channels. You'll be able to see a welcome channel and a rules and info channel. When you join, I need you to go over to the rules and info channel, and from there you read the rules, you get the instructions of how to join the rest of the server, and you can from there join the rest of us. We have memes, we have random stuff, when some of us go window shopping. We share our finds on geeky shopping stuff. You also get alerts of when we go live. You can make suggestions on the website, on the Discord about the stream, anything in suggestions channel. and hang out with a bunch of nerds. It's fun. I might make a roll for the marking support group, like Bennu marking support group, so I can tag y'all when we go live with marking Bennu. So yeah, shopping for Legos. Oh, I'm excited about that Lego set, Walker. I really am. I want it too. I'm probably going to get it. And I can probably build it on stream too. But not till after we're done marking. Did I just lose a bunch of my marks? I want to pretend my eyes did something and my brain did something weird and that I didn't see anything. The Saturn V, the Saturn V was amazing to build. I would love to have it. I just have nowhere safe to display it. And my cop-out would be to display it at the planetarium in their display case. There's so many Lego models that are astronomy related that I would love to do that I just simply don't have the money to buy all the bricks for, or I don't have the money to buy the parts. Yeah, I don't have the money to buy the parts. I don't have the space to display them. And, you know, things of that nature. So, hey, Paranor, how you feeling? I am trying not to get overloaded with rocks. Did I mark everything in here? Meh. Yeah, I hear you. This town says, I would stop displaying my plunger shotgun just to display the Saturn V. There, submitted my suggestion. Awesome. One of us will look at it later. I think, is that everything that's not dirt in the crater? Kind of. It's hard to tell because it's so dark. Alright, we're just marking this crater. And I think that's about how big it is. Oh, there's a boulder that cuts into it. Well, crap. Alright, we're gonna erase the boulder, or that, and I guess we're gonna mark this boulder that kind of cuts into it. Like, I can't even tell what's just like rocky parts of the boulder and what's rocks. This is very frustrating. I am not happy with you, Bennu. Rue asks, so, are we going to be marking the new photos too when they do the more detailed ones after the deadline? Yes. Actually, last night when I looked, we had just over 1,000 remaining images. When I opened up today, I see 1,400 remaining images. So, and we went from, what was it, 757 completed images last night to 790. So we're getting there. We're making progress, and they are adding more photos. They're not always announcing when they add more photos, but they are adding more photos. Because I noticed numbers went up. And I would say, oh yeah, I'll keep track of that, but honestly, my bandwidth for keeping track of things is kind of limited. And I ran out of post-it notes, kind of, so... And by post-it notes, I mean like real post-it notes, which is kind of how I organize my life and everything. So my mom got me more, I just have to dig them out. My mom's like, oh, you use post-it notes to keep track of your life? Well, don't I have post-it notes for you? And post-it notes just appeared. Nope, 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 you're a rock. Quit acting like that. See, there's no shadows, so I know this isn't a boulder, but this little one is a boulder. And this one's a boulder. And you're a boulder. And you I can mark either way. You're a rock. You're a big rock. But like this bit, that's just all grains of dust. We don't have to mark anything in there. That V borderline glitch is annoying. It is, but somebody pointed out to me yesterday that I can literally click and drag my rock marks into place. So that's how I'm dealing with that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let the coders look at your suggestion. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna have to let the coders look at your suggestion. Because I just don't know. I have a feeling that when I do go in to do coding for the Mars stuff, it is going to be a lot of me writing comments on what code does, because there's a lot of programmers that don't like to code like that. And the problem is when you go and you open up code that you didn't write and there's no comments, you don't know what's going on. When you go back and revisit code that you wrote like years later, you might not remember what you wrote. So going and doing the thing is hard. Yes, always be kind to your future self and comment your code. So what I'm probably going to be spending a good deal of time doing is figuring out what code does and then writing lots of comments. Like, I don't mind doing documentation. That was an interesting beep from my phone. Oh, it's telling me that my deal expires soon. That's fine. That's fine. So yeah, I want to go in there and write lines of code, because when I did it for myself, or when I last wrote code for classes and stuff, I literally would go in and do the pseudocode first in comments. So it would be things like, if this, then that. You know, if this is true, then that, you know, this should happen, kind of thing. All of it in comments, and then I'd write the code underneath. And for me, it worked out well, because I could see what I was trying to do, and anybody looking at my code could see what I was trying to do, which was pretty helpful, actually. So Walker says, current me doesn't care about future me, and past me was a butthead. Yeah, I can relate to that. One of the things I work on to help me, or that I do to help me avoid procrastination, is, like, if I know I need to do something, and my life will be easier in the future if I do it, I literally go, alright, I'm going to do future me a solid and do XYZ. This can be something as stupid as doing laundry, or dishes, or making up meals in advance. It's like, I'm going to do future me a solid and take care of XYZ. Because in your brain, when you do favors for other people, it's actually processed differently than doing things that you need to take care of for yourself. So that's why for some people it may actually be easier just to do favors for others but not take care of your own stuff. So I like using that little brain hack to help me get things done, even when I'm not feeling like it. So, alright, I think we have enough markings around the crater to mark the crater. And this crater may actually not be a crater, but I feel like the shadowed area is too shadowed to not be a crater. And some of this just looks like really rough surface. So, there's two submerged boulders in the northeast. You're talking like, I see these, but I can't because there's not a shadow? Oh, I see what you mean. It's like here and here. Got him. It's like, because there's not a shadow, I don't know what to do about that. Current me could really make future me happy, but I just don't know what to do with the bodies. Oh, Walker, and I'm not there to help you. I would never help Walker bury bodies. I know that feel. All of this gets archived on YouTube, so no, I am not going to suggest any body disposal methods. I know you're joking. I know, and we are seriously just joking, everyone. We are not going to kill anybody. We're not going to we're not going to harm anyone. Okay, so I think this image is done. Part of me is like, I feel like I undermarked it, but I think that's okay. Part of me is like, no, I see like more submerged boulders. I still feel like I undermarked it, but 14 other people are going to look at this image, and 14 other people and my marks are all going to be added together. So what I missed, somebody else will get. Like, I wonder if 14 other people will get the crater. So, I don't know. Alright, image done. Now we wait for the computer to think about it, and think about it, and think about it. It may or may not give us a new image. Oh, it gave us a new image. Oh, right. This one's a lot better. As in, it's a lot easier to tell. We don't know why rocks are different colors or brightnesses. DPI says, I think Lie is better, Mythtown. Shh, shh, shh. But hi, DPI. Welcome to the asteroid marking support group. Joe says, pig farms are great. Oh my gosh. Oh, Joe. Oh, Joe. See, now I'm trying to figure out which Joe you are, which is slightly terrifying. Like, are you Big J? I don't think you're Big J. Or are you Mythtown Joe? I think you're Mythtown Joe. Because that sounds like something Mythtown Joe would say. Okay, it is Mythtown Joe. It is indeed Mythtown Joe. Don't, before you even start barking, Tinker, just go outside. Just bark outside. Because I'm like, pig farms? That sounds like something Mythtown Joe would say. Joe says, what's Mythtown? Don't worry about it. Mythtown is Walker. As far as everybody's concerned, Mythtown is Walker. But seriously, Mythtown and Joe are a couple of my gaming buddies I have known for a while, and I've kind of been neglecting them because of CosmoQuest. And I feel slightly guilty about it. So, welcome to the Petrophobic PTSD support group. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of rocks. Oh my goodness. So Joe, can we talk you into marking some rocks? Or would you rather hear about space toilets? Because I'll totally talk about space toilets. Neither. You don't want to hear about space toilets? Joe, you're no fun. You're no fun, Joe. So, Joe, would you like to see Cheerios thrown at the dog? Is that why you're really here? Since you don't want to mark rocks and you don't want to hear about space toilets? Hey, Puck, come here, buddy. And they're surprisingly quiet on stream usually. No? Here he comes. Alright, Joe. This is to get your attention, Joe. Here's the Cheerios. And make it rain! Pup just walked away from the Cheerios. Go, Tinker, get the Cheerios. Go on. He walked away from them, so you get to eat them. Puck literally walked away from the Cheerios. He watched me wind up and he's like, no, I'm done. I'm like the Jeb of CosmoQuest. I don't understand what that means. I'd say I live under a rock, but that feels like a pun right now. Like a bad pun. Oh, always talking about space toilets. Ah, okay. This really all started off with the fact that I discovered how many space toilets Russia had, you know, essentially blown up in our atmosphere. Please clap. Jeb, I don't, everybody's like, yay, Jeb. I don't understand. Where's Jeb from? Is this a culture reference I don't get because, you know? Oh! Jeb Bush, Minecraft. Man, I might play some Minecraft later. I saved my one villager, and then I realized that until I get a brewing stand, I can't make another villager. Minecraft Jeb? To get a brewing stand, I'm gonna have to find an Arctic village, or I'm gonna have to go into the Nether. I might just try to find an Arctic village first. Ooh, andesite. I don't think my nephew likes andesite, and I'm letting him build. Because if he builds, he's... And Flame Lord, I love you. If he builds, he's not, trolling me. Yes, if you've ever seen Exploding TNT's videos, Jeb is obsessed with trying to get toilets into Minecraft. Okay, then. I don't know. He just doesn't... I don't think he likes andesite. I don't know. He built our house out of wood right now, and it's not terrible looking, but it's not what I would do. And I'm trying really hard not to mess with it. So I might just do this thing where I build a small village nearby, but not right next to the house. And have that be for, like, my villagers and things. Phone is dying. And Doc M makes the best Minecraft toilets. Joe says, those dogs look like they need more Cheerios. I think they're Cheerioed out. Where's Tinkerbell? Tinker! Tinker's not Cheerioed out. You're not Tinker, you're Puck. Do you want Cheerios? There's Tinkerbell. Yeah, see? See? Miss Town says, maybe your nephew should go to the Mikolai and Torch School of Trolling. I don't know if I'm ready to expose him to Mikolai and Torch. Speaking of Mikolai, I'm surprised he's not here with y'all, too. So when I was at Dr. Pamela's, I found in her attic these wristbands that say, don't be a troll, don't feed the trolls. And I gave my nephew a bunch of them. He's like, why'd you do this? I'm like, 'cause you're a little troll. I'm not a troll. Yeah, the cat totally does have an opinion. And he can have his opinion from afar. I think he wants more food. I think he just wants more food, which is fine. He can want more food. Well, are you gonna come here, buddy, or not? That's what I thought. Oh, this rock kind of looks like it has a face in it. You see that? Alright, now I'm gonna mark you. Yeah, he's probably hungry again. I gave him... I put a can down for him at 2. I think he finished the rest of it off when I fed the dogs at 4:30. So he might just be ready for a treat. The cat totally has opinions. But yeah, I gave my nephew a bunch of wristbands that said, don't be a troll, don't feed the trolls, and told him he was a little troll. And he's like, what? I'm not a troll! But he's actually a pretty good kid. He happily went to a brewery with me without a whole lot of complaint. I wanted to tour the brewery. He did not, which made me sad. There's only one dog I could shave, and that's not enough bits to shave the dog. I don't have it up here. Let me see if I can add it real quick. Or I can do this. So, where's Joe? Joe, pay attention to the screen. So, on the screen right now, at the very bottom, is our bit goal to have favorite human. That's my favorite human. And Kyle, who is, who's Pamela's husband, on stream, face reveal, both of them at the same time. And we are 12 something. No, Kyle is not my favorite human. We don't use favorite human's name on stream. I know some of y'all know favorite human's name, but we don't use favorite human's name on stream. Sure, if you want to call favorite human Jimmy, yeah, we can call favorite human Jimmy. He's not here to approve or disapprove of that. But yeah, we totally have a little, a thing go. Yeah, you can call him, you can make up whatever name you want for favorite human, but we're not gonna say favorite human's real name on stream. I avoid it in like all the social medias. And he's okay with that. It's face reveal, not doxing. Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, we're gonna do a face reveal of favorite human, along with Kyle, because I don't think Kyle's been on stream. But that's what the bit goal is, and every little bit goes towards that goal. So, but they have both agreed to this, and they both agreed to the price. I think Kyle is more mortified than favorite human. Make him go to a game this year for his favorite team. You might have more luck with that, Joe. Hey, it's Salted Milk. Hey there. Salted Milk's like, I didn't agree to anything. Salted Milk, I hurt you, but you were not favorite human, and you know that. You're one of my favorite humans. Want some cottage cheese? Like, give me milk with lactose in it, and I can make some cheese. Well, all we have in the house is lactose-free milk, so there's that. Which is annoyingly more expensive. I think it's just the pasteurization method that makes it more expensive than milk. Marking all the rocks. Hey, don't, you're not allowed to have opinions about this, Puck. You're not allowed to have opinions. That almost looks like a boulder. We're gonna mark it as a boulder. Salted milk sounds like feta rather than cottage cheese. It kind of does. It kind of does. So his screen name is usually Mick. And salt is probably refers to the fact that he can get salty, which I think at one point all of everybody in that little gamer group had salt in one of their nicknames. Because they were all salty about something. We were all salty about something. So, Mythtown says, Joe should pay you just for the stuff you share with your human about us. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Paranor says, my life is salt. Rainbow Six is salt. It kind of is. So somebody gifted me a sub. Gifted CosmoQuest a sub to a sand experiment. And instead of the salt emoticon, she has the sand emoticon, which I find is hilarious. There's also, appropriately, she has a bunch of cats. So where is it? So I like to think of this emoticon as my cat. Now that's confusing. Walker said, the rainbow made me a salty boy. I don't know which one of you is which now. Y'all are gonna mess with me? Discord DM. Okay. Ta-da! DPI is now a VIP! Oop. I don't know what that emoticon is. Oh, it's the what face. Oh, that's fine, Paranor. Walker, I am highly amused. I am highly amused. Blur dots. Yes, blue dots mark small rocks. Blue dot rocks are anything that's half the size of the blue dot to 3 times the size of a blue dot. Anything smaller than half the size of the blue dot, we are not marking. So this has led to a lot of me going, is this a rock? Is this not a rock? Like this looks like it might be a boulder under all of these rocks. So yeah. Blue dots are indeed small rocks. And these are just, I swear, maybe it's just my eyes. Joe with the, chicken face. There's a boulder under all these rocks, you just have to dig deep enough. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Oof. Some of these are really hard to tell what, you know, what is what. And I am really talking myself out of marking a lot of things simply because I don't want to mark dust. Simply because I don't want to mark dust. But there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of stuff to mark. I know it's a lot of stuff to mark. I know it's a lot. This is why we need a gazillion people doing it. A gazillion people doing it. I can't even see how many images we're done, you know, we've completed. So But yeah, 15 sets of eyes on each image. Right now there's over 1,400 images to be completed. This is up 400 from yesterday's 1,000 something. Because yesterday, after I was done with the stream, I was like, look everybody, we're like halfway there. And now I'm like, well, sorry to lie to you about that. There were more images added. And more images will continue to be added as we get closer to July 10th. 24-hour tagging stream? I mean, we could do it. I could do it. I mean, I'll do it if you'll tag with me. Because right now we're just kind of having tagging stuff together every once in a while. UPI says there's probably another 2,700 images waiting to be added. Probably. And I think Katarina Walker will take your shift. Katarina will, I think she's working on those because I know they were going to adjust the things. And I think there is a way to have multiple people stream at once. I think live stream... No, I don't remember what it's called. Lightstream, I think, is the software that I'm thinking of. And I keep saying Walker and I are going to play with it and experiment. And we just haven't done it yet. So, that looks like a boulder under all those rocks. Yeah, I know, Kat. You have opinions. They involve getting food. Walker will take your shift. But I think that would be neat. Playing with you on multi-streaming. I think that would be cool. There is a way for you to do multi-streams, partner streams, whatever, on Twitch, but you have to be partner or above, and we are not partner. And yeah, there is a way to do it with OBS, but I think the idea with Lightstream is that we both send our signals there, and then it dumps our everything back here. So, hey David, so what happened to the Discord? I'm glad you asked. Let me open up Discord right now. So, I think you are one of the people that I physically went into and added the member tag to. But what happened was we got a whole lot of new friends all at once, and you essentially need to go and type !agree in welcome channel. That is after you, in theory, read the rules and info. And the rules and info haven't changed. It's just making more formal, it's a more formal arrangement of the rules that we've had. But until you say that you agree to the rules, all the channels except for 3 are hidden from you. And I did mark, you are marked as a member, David, so you don't have to do that. Or at least the avatar that, or the username that matches yours on Discord and Stream Match. So if I recognized a username, I went and I manually marked them as members, but because we had such a large influx of, you know, members recently, I did what I could, but I couldn't get everybody that I knew. So, no, you did not get banned. You are fine. If you go into Discord, I think I need to make another announcement in the welcome channel about that, which I don't want to spam, you know, I hate using everyone, the everyone tag. So I don't want to spam people. But no, you have not been banned. You just need to agree to the rules. And I will probably hit hit everyone and do all the thing. So, yeah, because you're not the only one that's gotten confused, and I don't want to spam people, but I also want people to understand what's going on, and I don't think there was a good way for me to adjust by, you know, who's been on the server for, you know, join date by months. So this is me trying to make everybody's life easier and making sure that everybody knows what the rules are. So the biggest thing that's changed in the rules is that we have definitely made it more formal that we're not going to entertain pseudoscience and, you know, astronomy theories. Because, yeah. Because when you work in a university, and I don't know if this is just physics department or not, but you always get that one kind of creepy guy that sneaks in. That's good, yeah. But you always have that one guy that comes around and is like, oh, I have this brown, cool. Have this new, brown, I have this new theory that'll break everything we know about physics, and it's revolutionary, and da-da-da, and it's not. These are people that usually don't have a degree in physics, that, you know, something's off in their math, but, like, we're not going to entertain conspiracy theories, and we're not going to entertain pseudoscience. So that's the biggest change. That's the biggest change. Really, everything else is, you know, the usual. Be respectful for people, or to people. Don't, you know, hate's not tolerated, etc., etc., etc. On and on and on. There will be more formal rules that I'm adapting from another Discord server because I really like their rules and it really spells it out more. But these quick and dirty rules, I think, are easy to understand and easy to get to the point because not everybody in our server speaks English as a first language. So, and we also have a translator bot now that does this cool thing where if you click a flag as a reaction, it will translate the message that you did that to. And right now you can see an example of that in the rules and info channel. So I think, does anybody see anything glaringly obvious that I did not mark? Because I think I got it all. That looks like it might be a rock. So, but yeah, no, nobody got banned. There was another user that had the same thought, and I just, because I didn't want to spam everybody and didn't give enough warning, I think I only gave a 20-minute warning instead of waiting probably a full 24 hours to turn it on. Which is my fault. That is admittedly my fault. But once you do this, you shouldn't ever have to do it again, even if I update the rules. Because if I update the rules, it'll just be, you know, a spam tag, hey, check out the rules, kind of thing. So, cool, thank you, Paranor. And I think I see a boulder, and that's it. Maybe this boulder mark should be longer. I think it should be longer. Because now that I can see the whole thing. So, and I'm sure I missed something. But that's okay. This is why 14 other people are going to look at the same exact image and mark things that I did not. Alright, so image done. And we wait. And wait. And wait. Alright. So this one looks like it'll be relatively easy. So I'm going to close this window for a second and it'll pop open with the same data. I just want to look over here. So we have 793 completed images with 1,466 to go. So click the launch application again. It should give me the same image I just had, and it did, and boom, there we go. And if all you can mark is an image a day, that's great. Stretch that line out. There are a lot of kind of submerged boulders on this. An image a day keeps the doctor happy. It sure does. You know what? I think this is all one big boulder. It sure does. I'm gonna mark this as one big boulder. It certainly does make Pamela happy. Unlike critter circling, which, you know, you could quickly do like 10 images. Did I add the roll tags? I did. What do you mean the roll tags? I don't understand what you're asking, David. When you type the exclamation point agree, the bot automatically gives you the role of member. My dog is doing something that's making a noise. Hi, Falco. Hey, Rhyolite, thanks for the raid. Hello, new friends. We are marking Bennu, and it's kind of complicated. My dog is making a noise in the other room, so it's kind of distracting. At some point, I'm gonna have to get up and check out. So, but yeah, we're marking Bennu. And first things first. No, we cannot have computers do this. Computers are terrible at doing this. We've tried that. We need to make so many marks for a computer to know, okay, this is what really needs to be marked and this is what doesn't need to be marked. Meanwhile, humans have a superpower, and that is pattern recognition. We can tell you that a rock is 1/2 the size of a blue dot to 3 times the size of a blue dot. And I'll mark a rock right here. And you're like, cool, got it. We can't tell computers that. Not that clearly. And we can tell you that we want to mark boulders, really big rocks, along their longest axes, I don't know. So essentially the widest part of the rock from one end for the other. And as Mike Cassidy points out, Bennu images are not made for 74-year-old eyes. And that is indeed correct. We were not expecting Bennu to be so rocky. We were expecting it to look like the tutorial images. But the tutorial lies. The tutorial lies. Yeah, Bennu images are just... Yeah, DPI says Bennu images are currently not even for 47-year-old eyes. Yeah, I mean, I'm in my 30s. And I'm like, ugh. What is Bennu, a planetoid? No, Bennu's an asteroid. So OSIRIS-REx was sent to Bennu years ago. It got there. It is currently circling the asteroid, taking pictures. And we are getting those pictures back. And that's what some of these are. And each larger picture from Bennu is actually broken down into 9 smaller pictures, which is what you see here. And this image is 22.5 meters by 22.5 meters. No, I do not know that off the top of my head in feet. And essentially the goal is to do sample collection with OSIRIS-REx. But the problem is we need to find a safe spot for Bennu to do the sample collection. So that means somewhere without a lot of boulders, because if the sample collector hits a boulder, it's going to, there, we'll do it like this. So if it hits a boulder, it's going to bounce back away at an odd angle instead of just coming right back up. Now, if the boulder happens to be flat like this, you know, it could probably still go up and down. Also, some of these rocks, or the rocks that we're marking, are all big enough to clog the collection head. And the collection head is going to gather rocks by shooting a blast of air, which will then disturb the, essentially, dirt, the asteroid dirt and things underneath of it. It'll puff it up and it'll go in and around to the basket, and there's also like a Velcro-like substance, or not substance, but material on the bottom side of the collection head to collect dust. So, yeah, we're looking for a clear spot that's to do sample collection, and we have 3 attempts to do sample collection as far as not the fuel to do the touch and go, but as the canned air. We only have 3 puffs of air to do sample collection. So hopefully we get enough material. We might not be able to get enough material. I know Hayabusa came back with less material than they were hoping for. So Mike Cassidy points out, you're just a child. I know. Yes, this is very important work that computers cannot do. Normally this is stuff we'd pay like undergrads to do, but they're all on vacation. Like, school is out. So it's left to us, the general public. And this is very, very tedious. And we know it's very tedious. And it's just, it kind of sucks. And this is essentially the marking support group stream, where we're all just, a lot of us, not all of us, are here, you know, sitting here marking Bennu together, and hopefully we're getting through a lot of these images. Each image will be seen by 15 sets of eyes, so if you miss something, it's okay, somebody else will probably get it. Some of these look like just really weird boulders. But yeah, we have done on another project a thing where we had computers, like baby algorithms, mark craters, and had humans go in and fix the mistakes. And the computers were really, really, really terrible at it, and the humans just got mad at the computer for being terrible. So there's that. This is why we're asking people to do this instead of computers. Hey, Drop Bear, I didn't see you sneak in. I didn't see you sneak in. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this probably until Favorite Human comes home. He went out to go see a movie that I don't have a lot of interest in, plus I was doing work when he left. And when he comes out, when he comes back, we're going to go out for dinner, and I am going to have I think it's a Black Hole Stout from Birdfish Brewing Company. And then next week, I'm going to their brewery, which I am super excited about. Oh, what movie did Favorite Human go see? He went to go see Godzilla. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like something I'd enjoy. I mean, I might enjoy it. I might also just sit there the entire movie and make comments about it, which some people don't appreciate, which is why drive-in movie theaters are the best. If you don't know what a drive-in movie theater is, they are kind of rare in the US. They used to be way more common. But you literally go, it's this huge screen, you sit in your car, or you know, park your car in front of this huge screen, you tune your radio to a certain frequency, and you sit in your car and you watch a movie. And things of that nature. So I love going to drive-ins because I can play on my phone all I want. I can talk all I want. And the local drive-in has really good food. But if you don't want their food, you can buy a food pass for like $20 and bring in whatever food you want. So if you're bringing in like a van of 7 people, after paying admission for each person, because I don't think they do it by carload anymore, I think they do it by person still. Rather than going and spending however much in concessions, you can just bring your own food if you pay the $15. Of course, people, you know, often don't pay the $15, but, you know, what do you do? So, Falco comment, and you only make annoying comments to favorite human. Yes, exactly. Paranor says, there's a drive-in 10 minutes away from me. Drop Bear says, I remember drive-in movies. Of course, I never actually watched the movie. Favorite human has never been to a drive-in. So I want to make that happen. It's just awkward because usually the drive-in movies only play on like Friday and Saturday nights. They might actually play during the week. But he works Saturday and Sunday mornings. And because the movies don't start till after dark, that never works out well. But it is perfect drive-in movie weather, and I have fond memories of going to the drive-in as a child because there was they had a playground underneath the screens, and my sister and I would go play on the playground until it got dark, and then we would sit and watch the movie. So, Falco Online says, we have one of those combined with an old-timer car event, so all the cars are old-timer models. That would actually be fun, have a classic car show at a drive-in. I don't think, or have, you know, classic car club go and have one of their, you know, events together go be at a drive-in. That would be really fun. I'm not really into classic cars, so, but I know clubs and stuff of that nature exist. There's so many boulders and rocks. Like, this looks like it's kind of a clear area, but it's not going to be clear enough for sample collection. So, there's that. But yeah, going to the drive-in is fun. And they might actually be open tonight. I don't know. There's part of me that's like, maybe we'll just do that next week. So, Falco asks, what types of material do they expect to find on Bennu? Carbon? Diamonds? That's a very good question, and I know we have answered it, but I don't remember the answer. I think the official answer is, I don't know. We don't know what we expect to find. Probably not diamonds, because diamonds typically require a lot of pressure. And, I don't know about carbon either. But diamonds typically require a lot of pressure. I don't know if this is going to be closer to like iron or whatnot. Although apparently us mentioning diamonds worked out well for Paranor because he just found diamonds in Minecraft. I'm not sure what they expect to find. I think that's one of the reasons why we're doing the sample collection is because we don't know what there is to find on Bennu. We don't know what all asteroids are made out of. I imagine there's some iron in there. Chondrites? Yeah, isn't chondrites, aren't chondrites the ones that have iron in them? Or am I thinking of something different? So, I am not an astronomer. I know enough astronomy to be dangerous. Carbonaceous chondrites. So yeah, they, by just the nature of the name, they'd have carbon in them. DPI says, if I'm not mistaken, they chose Bennu because it counts as carbon rich. There you go. There's some of your answers. So yes, they expect to find carbon. Chondrites are a class of chondritic meteorites comprising of at least 8 known groups and many ungrouped meteorites. They include some of the most primitive known meteorites. I don't think the clay meteorites count as carbonaceous. DPI says nobody knows what else they will find, which is why we're doing sample return, because we want to find out what these things are made out of and what they're from. Falco asks, why is it named Bennu? Is it a famous astronomer that I should know? I know that the asteroid that Hayabusa 1 and Hayabusa 2 visited were both named Japanese. So this one is not Japanese. Alright, so DPI says it is named after the Bennu, the ancient Egyptian mythological bird associated with the sun, creation, and rebirth. And he has linked the Wikipedia entry for the asteroid for you, which I should probably read at one point. So my connection to CosmoQuest, Falco, and for those of you that don't know, is that CosmoQuest and Ward Beecher Planetarium, the planetarium I worked at when I was an undergrad, did a show together called Cosmic Castaways. And we've been kind of working on and off with CosmoQuest ever since. And when I graduated, I was working at YSU, funded by CosmoQuest. There were cuts, and then I was just kind of doing whatever I could. More funding was found. So I've been funded on and off by CosmoQuest since graduation. So it's fun. No, don't bark, don't bark, don't bark, don't bark, don't bark. Don't bark, don't bark, don't bark. I know you have opinions on what I do for work. I know you don't like it when I leave the house. Yeah, you can take that opinion outside. Yeah, you're a good boy. Come here. I can't be mad at you. Come here. Come on. No, over here. I know, I added things. You're a good boy. I know you guys can't see the fluff, but the fluff has got his paws up in my lap. I know. Because you're a good boy. And he's also going blind. DPI says it has a cumulative 1 in 2,700 chance of impacting the Earth between 2175 and 2199. Alright, cool. Alright, that looks like a rock. Oh, there you go, Puck. Trap Air Antics says, so A, I got a bit of time, and B, it's still a tiny chance of hitting the planet. Falco Online says, by then the planet will be ruined anyway. Yeah. It'll be different. I'm trying to stay very apolitical about this. It is kind of tricky. It's okay. It's just kind of our thing to stay apolitical. But yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll be around when it hits. Because that's another 100 plus years from now. Yeah, the planet will be different. We should colonize Mars. Oh my gosh. There's There's so many problems in colonizing Mars, DPI, and you know that. And mine water on Ceres. Now I want the beer named Ceres. Look at me talking about beer when it's not after hours. Drop Bear says, I'm going back to my home planet by then. Good for you, Drop Bear. Are you going to take the rest of us? I don't like that marking. Looks like it should be more this way. Somebody later is going to watch this on YouTube and be like, what's so funny? Oh, hey! Thanks for the follow, Galactic Curiosity. So, Pup, Tinker! I don't have any dogs. Tinkerbell! Well, normally, when alerts show up on my screen, I throw Cheerios at the dogs, but there's no dogs. So I'm just gonna throw the Cheerios, and 'cause I think they're both outside. And maybe when they come in, they'll figure it out. So how do I mark the little bits with a long line? Alright, so there's 4 tools, right? So we have the crater tool, which there's no craters here. The boulder tool, and the rock tool, and the eraser tool. And the tutorial goes over a few of them. So I'm marking some of the larger rocks or boulders. A boulder is anything over 3 dots long or wide. So, and I'm trying to see if I see any other boulders. I don't think I do in this image. Wait, there's this one. So there's this little thing. So we mark the longest axes, and we just click on one end and drag to the other end, and that's it. That's all there is to it. And then the rocks are just a simple click. Which rocks are 1/2 the size of the tool to 3 times the size of the rock tool. Hey, Tinkerbell! I'm thinking this is a submerged boulder. I hear a dog by the water. Tinkerbell! Is that you? Look, there's Cheerios. There we go. So here's a teeny bit of Cheerios, and there we go. Now there's dogs eating Cheerios. Now there's 2 dogs eating Cheerios. This doesn't happen very much. Somebody quick take a clip. Yeah, there's so many shadows. Just do your best. Don't mark every speck of dust. Because I think 1 pixel is 5 centimeters. And I can't remember how many pixels across the rock tool is. But yeah, I know it's a lot. And I think I'm done with this image. I say as I mark more rocks. And again, if you're not too sure, 14 other people will look at the same image. So, Falco says, well, good luck to all of you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. You're welcome to come hang out and, you know, do some more stuff with us. Our normal streams are 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's usually space news, or it might be myself marking, not marking. It might be me marking, or working with space telescope data, because the pictures don't come down in color. They come down in grayscale, and then I colorize them. So I will be doing that this week. What kind of camera sensor took the image? Plain black and white or illuminated IR? I don't know. It's the OSCAM's camera. I really don't know. Alright. Bye, Falco. Thanks for joining us. I really don't know about the camera. But the data would have came back in grayscale. That's pretty much the default for FITS images, and this was a FITS image. So, optical or near IR filter, and then images came back in grayscale. Click image done, wait. Oh, this one's not so bad, she says as she immediately notices all the small rocks. But no, these are not... I don't think this is what Bennu would look like to the unaided eye. I think Bennu would look a little different. But yeah, thanks DPI. Alright. This one's not so bad, she says. Dropbear Antics has become fascinated by remote sensing. Like, remote sensing for science? Or remote sensing as in we can see that, you know, a rocket took off from Iran. Mike Cassidy says, off to get dinner. We'll come back to Bennu Rocks later tonight. Sounds good, Mike. Enjoy your dinner. Dropbear Antics says, well, can I be honest and say both? Yeah, you can be honest and say both. Remote sensing is pretty cool. It really is. The science applications are amazing, and I'm hoping that's, you know, a lot of what the current remote sensing satellites are doing is some science. I recognize that not all of them are going to be all science, that there is going to be some military applications, and that's just, you know, that's okay. There are security systems, so. Ooh, been using Envy at university for my remote sensing subject. That's pretty cool. That is super cool. It reminds me I should check my email today. It doesn't come through to my phone. So if I don't think about it, I don't check it. Dirt. Dirt. This almost looks like a crater, but I think it just happens to be a ring of boulders. Oh, I know, Tinker. Dogs are like, alright, we're full of Cheerios. Stop throwing Cheerios. This might be, because I'm kind of getting... What? How long have I been doing this? Hour and a half. Oof. Oof. We've done what? This will be, what, the fourth or third image? This might be my last image. Simply because I'm tired. And this is actually kind of draining. So there's that. I can't even tell if that's just a pile of rubble or a boulder. Bennu, why you be like this? Drop Bear needs to find a more comfortable mouse, but one that doesn't break the bank. I use a trackball. Has a little thumb ball. It's pretty comfortable. I like the wireless one because I don't break the wire, which I have done with previous models of this. I can't remember if there's a left-handed version, which is really the only downside if you're left-handed. I think Pamela, when she does this, uses a little tablet, like a Wacom tablet. And to be honest, if I had a Wacom tablet, I'd probably use that too. I don't... See, I've played MMOs with trackballs, and I'm okay with using a trackball for MMOs, but not everybody is. I know I can't play too many clicky games before my wrist starts bothering me. Because I do have carpal tunnel. So I don't really know. DPI says, I've given up on mice. Most are too small for my hand, and once they are big enough, I can't move them precisely enough. There's a really nice, like, $100, $200 CAD mouse. Not a gaming mouse, a CAD mouse. From the people that make mice, 3D mice. And that mouse is amazing. And if I had $200 just to blow on computer equipment that, you know, I don't necessarily need, I would be buying that mouse. It's fairly large, and it is super precise. I love it while I'm at work. It's super precise. But again, it's $200, which is why work owns it and not me. A few professional League of Legends players use a trackball. That's interesting. Because I was always the weirdo in WoW that's like, you're using a trackball? I'm like, yes, I'm using a trackball. Dropper says, if only I could afford a Wacom tablet. I know it wouldn't be so good for gaming, but at least arty things would be so much nicer. Yeah. You can probably get used cheaper ones. Because a lot of people upgrade after a while. Like, I have a Wacom tablet at my desk at work, and it's like I barely use it except for when I'm trying to do things that are too awkward with the mouse. And remember, this is with my nice precision mouse at work. So, I will be very sad. I will be very, very sad. My ex had a Cintiq companion too. Pretty awesome if you do art. Is that the one where you draw on the screen? Because we have one of those at the university. That is the tablet. Okay. Yeah, we have a Cintiq at the university that somebody else that was previously funded by the CosmoQuest grant had said she needed for work, and she did use a lot of. She used it a lot for work. And when her funding ended, the Cintiq got moved to a full-time staffer's office, which is better than sitting, you know, unused in my office, which I haven't been in like a month. I've not been to campus for a month, which is actually kind of problematic. Rocks. This looks like a nice smooth area. There's a decent number of rocks here. Drop Bear Antics says, looks like the floor of a 90s rave. Spent glow sticks on the floor. Somebody spilled their pills on the ground. I mean, yeah, that's one way you can think of it. It is indeed one way you can think of it. Gonna be a whole lot more blue dots in a little bit, though. Yeah, this is totally gonna be my last image for the night. Because I can't help but look at this and go, ugh, there's more? And an appropriate song pops up called Why Won't You Die? Oh, pretzel. Oh, pretzel. I know this is tedious, and I thank everybody for their patience with this. Just remember, Bennu spits out rocks. Sometimes the rocks land, sometimes they don't. They just, you know, kind of float in space by themselves. Floaters, yeah. My dogs are so chill right now. One's all curled up in her crate, and one's all curled up on the floor in the other room. Says the space toilet lady. I know, right? I know, right? I think I'd rather deal with floating rocks than floating turds. Yeah, I agree, Tink. You agree? Okay. Glad we had this chat. Of course, Tinker's like, why aren't you on the couch cuddling me? We could be cuddling on the couch right now, Mom. Oops, I don't like how that one is either. There's an annoying part of me that's like, I could totally just mark out an A in the corner of each picture I do. That would ruin the data. It's like, I would find it funny. Pamela would not be amused. DPI says, I actually explained the space toilet thingy to a colleague, but I forgot what 3 was. 3, the number 3 in my countdown, so there's 6 humans in space, there's 5 toilets in space. 4 of those toilets are available to the 6 humans in space. 3 of those toilets are owned by Russia. 2 of the 4 toilets are the, you know, toilets that the US, you know, that the astronauts and cosmonauts prefer to use, and 1 toilet is owned by the US, or if you want a different one that's not so US-centric, 1 toilet is completely inaccessible because it's on a whole other space station, owned by China. And another 5 is, yeah, so in all 5 of the toilets are of Russian design. So I do like my little countdown. My niece was still like, you forgot this number. It's like, she noticed I was counting down. So I'm like, go kiddo. This looks like a boulder. This looks like a boulder. So was your colleague totally disturbed that you knew that space fact? He was amused. Good. I'm glad he was amused. Some of my friends are like, can you just shut up about space toilets already? I know what you're going to say. I'm like, but. They're like, no. You were not allowed to talk about space toilets. But no. So that's when I have to find like other spacey related facts, like Astronaut William Hogue lost his glasses for 3 days inside the Skylab. And, you know, the space shuttle astronauts used ivory soap. And the one that they really liked was that the soap on, excuse me, that the hand soap on Skylab had either a magnet or a piece of metal, I'd have to look at the book again to be sure, in it, so it would stick to the wall near the hand washing station. They thought that one was actually pretty cool. So, Drop Bear says, serious question, where does the refuse go? Is it ejected and left to fly as frozen poo in orbit? Alright, I'll get to your question in a second, Drop Bear. DPI says, he's known me long enough to expect strange questions, or expect strange things and questions from me. Like, can you explain the Hall effect to me? Because he studied physics 30 years ago. Alright, so what happens to solid human waste in orbit? So if it's on the Soyuz, it stays with the Soyuz. It doesn't get ejected. Soyuz, I think, has a capacity for 3 people for 30 days. Or is it 20 days? I think it's 3 people for 30 days. And then it's full. There's no emptying it. It's just full. I can't remember on the Soyuz if liquid waste gets vented or not. But Soyuz is essentially a disposable toilet, so when they're done with that, it just burns up in the atmosphere. The space station, the toilets on the space station, actually you may have seen this with just images on the space station. You will occasionally see shiny metal things on the space station that are just kind of hanging out. Those are probably empty toilet canisters. And when a toilet canister gets filled on the ISS, they swap it out. And then it goes down with trash on whatever, you know, departing flight is next. So if it's a Progress mod, or if it's a Progress craft, I don't know if any part of the Progress comes down. But Progress is essentially the unmanned version of Soyuz. It's a Progress craft. It probably goes in the orbital module, like it would on Soyuz, where all the trash on Soyuz crafts goes in the orbital module. If it's the Dragon, because that craft comes all the way back down to Earth, it goes in the trunk. Trash goes in the trunk, so there's literally junk in Dragon's trunk. And if it's a Cygnus, like a Northrop Grumman thing, it goes inside that, and the whole module just burns up on re-entry. So, yeah. Yes, Kat, I hear you. And, yes, you have to be careful. I don't think... I'm trying to think. I know in Apollo they vented urine. And I know Mercury, they tried to keep it all in bags, and then the bags leaked and caused problems with the electronics on the spacecraft. And on the ISS, I know some of it gets recycled into drinking water, which sounds gross, but it saves... It actually saves on mission costs from not bringing up, from bringing up water, because water's heavy. And, I don't know if there's a waste module. I'm not really too sure what happens to the liquid waste that can no longer be filtered out for water. And I'm not entirely too sure what happens to vomit. So, Drop Air says it feels like -4 outside. Part of me is like, I'd totally trade, but I don't want to feel below freezing weather. I really don't. Because in my head, that's still above 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Because Fahrenheit is weird. I don't know what the temperature is. I don't know. Alright, that mark looks kind of big. That mark looks kind of big. I think we're getting down into the nitty-gritty of marking right now. That looks like it might be a submerged boulder. So, double digits, Paranor. You're having a heat wave. I've always been amused when it's like warmer in Alaska than what it is in Ohio in the winter. Like, look, it's not this bad in, you know, Alaska right now. That's probably a tiny boulder. That is a boulder, and that is a boulder, and that is a boulder, and that has a crack in it, so we'll just mark that as a separate boulder. Mark that as a boulder. I think y'all can tell that I'm just about done with marking. Which is fine. Which is fine. If you can do one image a day, that's fine. Because I apparently just have a time limit on mine, and I'm just like, nope, I can't do anymore. And because I'm starting to correct my marks, I know it's definitely time to finish up. As Pamela would say, you are spending too much time on one image. But there's rocks though. Alright, I am just going to count on the fact that 14 other people are going to look at this image. DPI says, one day I shall see the mythical ice sculptures of Lake Erie. If you're talking about like the frozen ice when it comes up on shore, it's kind of weird looking. Also, it smells like fish. Just dead fish. I can't remember if Lake Erie is the only lake that freezes. I know it's the shallowest. So it might only be the only lake that freezes. A lot of people are like, it's just a lake. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I did a high school class on like ocean ecology. And we went and because there's so many features in common between Lake Erie and the ocean that we actually took field trips up to go look at Lake Erie. So that was actually pretty cool. Because Lake Erie and a lot of the other Great Lakes have dunes. You can see some of the same plant features in plants, as in, you know, small, short, waxy leaves, or the plants are short, and they have waxy leaves to kind of prevent from evaporation. It's like an ocean, but there's no salt. I've seen somebody surfing on Lake Erie, which just is kind of like, okay, you don't get the waves like you would in, like, say, Hawaii, but I've seen people surfing on Lake Erie. You have islands that people live on. It gets choppy. Yeah, all of that stuff. And, okay, really, I'm done. I'm going to click image done, and I'm going to be done with this image. We'll let it think about it for a second. But yeah, I think that was one of the most surreal things, was seeing Lake Erie kind of frozen. Because I live close enough, it's only like an hour and a half away. And it'd been up near the lake plenty of times in winter, but never on the lake. And when we did go finally to the lake, actually it was a school band field trip, it was weird. There's a lot of ice and it smelled like dead fish. Alright, so I'm going to assume that it took the image and it's just not giving me another image, which is fine. It's fine. It's fine, Bennu. We're done mapping. So I'm going to X out of this. I'm going to refresh the page. Yeah, she has been streaming. So we're now up to 795 completed images with 1,464 to go. So I feel like that's 5 more images that are done before I was done. So now that we're done with, you know, that, so I guess we can sit and chat for a while. So yes, Dr. Pamela has been streaming lately. She's actually streamed all of this week for Daily Space, and you can see all those videos on YouTube or on video on demand here. We actually switched days to do Daily Space this week, so instead of me doing, you know, my usual Wednesday, I am doing tomorrow for reasons. And then I'll pretty much have the weekend off, well, until Sunday. So yeah, her eye's doing better. So her eye healed, no joke, her eye healed, and then she went to Budapest, as you do. And then, so I covered for her while she was in Budapest. She got sick right before she went to Budapest. And I'm kind of amazed that I didn't catch the same illness because I was there before she went to Budapest. When Kyle was sick. So Kyle was sick. Pamela picked it up. Pamela went to Budapest, came back. She had as Paranormal says, a bad case of bronchitis after she got back from Budapest. And I think I streamed a whole nother week. So I think I streamed like Daily Space for pretty much 2 weeks in a row every day. Pretty much every day. It was a lot. It was more than I had ever done. So, yeah. But she's feeling better now. And she will be not doing Daily Space tomorrow because I have Daily Space tomorrow. But she will be back for Daily Space on Monday. So there's that. What is Good Omens, Paranor? He said it's on Amazon tomorrow. So what is it exactly? I hear the cat. I don't think I can lure the cat with Cheerios, though. Oof. You don't know? I don't know. Just assume I live under a rock. Okay, fine. I guess I'll Google. Good Omens. You're welcome, Drop Bear. The Nice and Accurate Prophecies of Agnes Nutter, which is a World Fantasy Award nominated novel. Book is a comedy about the birth of the son of Satan and the coming of end times. So that's the book, so it must be, you know, the TV show. Okay. So wait, is it a novel or is it a TV show? Because I'm seeing both. I think it's a TV show based on the novel. Okay. Okay then. Novel and TV show. Gotcha. I'm tracking. I got it. So it's one of those books I have to read. Alrighty then. So. Trapper says, I still haven't finished American Gods yet. That's okay. I haven't even started it. So there's that. Yeah. Alright, so I am tired. I'm tired. Asteroid measuring was pretty exhausting. So I am going to, is there anybody y'all think I should raid? Because I am going to raid somebody. Let's see, there's us, There's Simulus. Oh no, is that human? Simulus was live earlier. Maybe not anymore. So let's see if Simulus is live. Alright, so I don't know who's live. So, yeah, favorite human's home. And like I said, I wanted to wrap up before he got home. So I don't know who's live. I'm just gonna let auto hosting take over. And with that, I'm gonna roll the credits and then get going because, you know, I'm tired and thank you. So, don't always have to raid. Thumbs up. Yeah, I don't think we're going to raid today. So yeah, thank you for everybody for your patience. It's been a production of PSI, Planetary Science Institute, working in collaboration with Youngstown State University in Youngstown, Ohio, and YouTube and stuff. So normally we stream 1 p.m. Eastern. That's 1700 hours UTC, and there's a whole lot more other stuff. Come check us out on Discord, Twitter, and all the social medias. And yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, you missed the party. So thank you everybody, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.